Hope you're feeling better soon. I heard you have a little bit of a fever, so we're just going to take it really easy with this video lesson today. And I just want to go over real quick what we're going to work on, and then we'll get right into it. So first, we're going to start with our D major scale. And we're going to refer back to our sheet. You have one that looks like this, except you obviously filled yours out. And we worked on it with our D string there. So this one, not the Write Your Own Song activity, but the 1 octave scale. And the one that we did in D major. That's right off of our D string, right? So we're going to start with that. Then we'll move into a little open strings exercise. And then we'll work in our book a little bit. So let's see. Let's look at this scale sheet really quick. And we're just going to put our violin in guitar position. So just hold it up against your belly. Take your bow, set it down. Yep, super easy. We're going to be working on our left hand today, or right now. So you're going to be playing your violin with your right hand, and then you're going to be placing your fingers on the violin with your left hand. So let's start with open D, and we'll pluck it together here. I'll move the violin close so you can see what's happening. This is open D. It's the second lowest string. We go D, 2, 3, 4, and then take your first finger and put it on your first tape. For me, it's right here, but for your violin, you have a tape on there, nice and fresh, so we'll go E, 2, 3, 4, and I'll let you see it. So it's just first finger, and our thumb is on the violin right now, right? 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to add our second finger. It's a high 2. Notice the distance between 1 and 2. Right? So we got open D, 2, 3, 4. And then E, 2, 3, 4. And F sharp. That's that 2, 2, 3, 4. And then what's next? That third finger, G. So we'll go G, 2, 3, 4, and notice again the space between the fingers. See how the first 2 fingers are far apart? We call that distance a whole step. Then the space right here, very close. My fingers are pretty much right on top of each other. Like my third finger is fighting for space with my second finger there. But your fingers might fit a little bit better. But just notice that the space is much smaller. We call it a half step because it's half the distance, half the space as a whole step. Then look at where your fourth finger tape goes. And I saw you played a fourth finger in that video you sent me. I am very, very impressed that you were able to do that. But let's go ahead and play it together. We got fourth finger on that fourth tape. So we have A, 2, 3, 4. And so all our fingers are lined up there. And let's try that string again. From open D, we'll go D, 2, 3, 4. And then first finger E, 2, 3, 4. And then F sharp, high 2, 2, 3, 4. And 3 for G, 2, 3, 4. Then fourth finger, it's a whole step away. So we have whole step, half step, whole step, right? So A, 2, 3, 4. Or if your fourth finger just isn't feeling it today, you could always just play open A. No harm in that. So after A, though, what is the next note in our scale? We have D, E, F sharp, G, A, B. And it's our first finger on that A string. So B, 2, 3, 4, and C sharp, which is our high 2. Notice another whole step, so just from first tape to the second tape, right? So C sharp, 2, 3, 4, and third finger on D, half step, right on the tape. So third finger on the third tape, D, D, 2, 3, 4. And since this is a D major scale, and we started on D and ended on D, we'll work our way back down. So we have D, and then we'll go back down. So C sharp, 2, 3, 4, and and first finger B, 2, 3, 4, and then open A, 2, 3, 4. Then we take third finger and we go down a string. We go to our D string. Third finger, G, 2, 3, 4, and then F sharp, 2, 3, 4, and then first finger, E, 2, 3, 4, and then D. Nice. So let's see if we can try all this together, starting from the bottom, going to the top, and then working our way back down. Ready? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and E, 2, 3, 4, and F sharp, 2, 3, 4, and G, 2, 3, 4, and A, 2, 3, 4, and B, 2, 3, 4, and C sharp, 2, 3, 4, and D, 2, 3, back down, and C sharp, 2, 3, 4, and B, 2, 3, 4, and open A, 2, 3, 4, and G, 2, 3, 4, and 2 on F sharp, 2, 3, 4, and first finger E, 3, 4, and D, 2, 3, 4. Nice. Great job. So if any of that was moving a little bit too quickly for you, back up the video, try it again. No harm in that. It's very helpful to get some repetition going because it helps our muscles remember what's going on when we do it again, right? So let's now let's give our left hand a break. I imagine those fingers must be hurting a little bit from those sharp strings, right? So let's go into our bow and we'll just let our left hand relax. So let's take a quick look at our bow hold really quick. We can even set the instrument down right now. And I'm going to hold my bow up so you can see it here. And for violinists, we're going to keep our pinky at the very tip here on that screw. And then the rest of our fingers are going to hang down below. And take a special look at my thumb here. See how I'm not curving inward like that? See, that is not what we want, that curve inward, but we want a curve outward. So make a C with your hand, and you see that curve on your thumb? That's exactly what we want to replicate, like that. See that? Not that, but that. Little bit different, but it makes all the difference in how your hand's going to feel after bowing for a while. So we're going to start by, I like to put my pointer finger right up here on this grip area, sometimes even into the metal, but every bow looks a little different and feels different, so whatever's comfortable for you. And then I like to angle my hand forward as if it's my hand is riding a horse, right? Do 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 do. It's galloping along, and then I go faster, right? And I bring the horse jockey riding the horse leans in, right? That's what your hand's gonna do with violin. We lean in and we get a nice triangle shape here between our fingers and the bow. Yeah, so then just make sure that that pinky is up top, the other 3 fingers are hanging down, and that your bow thumb here is nice and curved in an outward curve. And now you're ready to bow. So let's pull our instrument back and set it up on our shoulder here and bring our bow to the string. I like to start on open G just because it's the lowest string. It's nice and pleasant for our ears to hear. Sometimes the high E can be a little piercing, right? So let's just start low and slow here. We'll go open G and hold it for 4 beats, okay? We'll do it together. 3, 4, and G, 2, 3, 4, and stop at the tip. I'll zoom in here. See how I'm right at the tip? Now, I'm going to adjust, watch my elbow here. My elbow's going to come down, and we're going to go to D. So elbow, see how my arm, boop, drop a couple inches, but really you want to feel it in that elbow. So here we go, boom. And this is D, so this is G, and this is D. So let's go G, 2, 3, 4, freeze at the tip, and then we'll go to adjust, and D. D, 2, 3, 4. And now stop at the frog, and we're going to adjust again. We're going to bring our elbow down to A. So see how my elbow is here? Now we're here. Here is D, and this is A. D, elbow, A. Very, very close, but just a few inches away. Moving your elbow a few inches, dropping it there, will angle the rest of your bow if you let your arm just follow with it, right? So we did D, up bow, right? D, 2, 3, 4, and freeze, and then we'll go to A. Long bow, A, 2, 3, 4, all the way to the tip. And then, guess what's going to happen? We're going to freeze and adjust our arm, drop our elbow, boom. We're at E. So, E, 2, 3, 4. Very good. And now, another bow exercise. We're going to take our bow and imagine it's an airplane. We've done this one before, so I don't have to explain it too much. But just make sure that that bow is staying parallel to the instrument's bridge the entire time. Just like that. So we don't want to be going like that. Or like that. See that diagonal motion? Not that. Because that gives us a... We don't like that sound, right? But when we go nice and straight across the instrument, and we keep our bow as parallel with that bridge, where the bottom of this fingerboard is nice as possible, you'll get a nice smooth sound. So, let's go... Let's do our airplanes, and we're gonna land on G starting. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it lifts off. So the airplane's gonna land on the string, and then lift off, and we're gonna make sure it stays between the bridge and the fingerboard. Right up there is the edge of our runway, and that's the other edge of our runway. So we have that space to work with to land the plane and help it fly back up again, because they forgot something. They had to go back. So we'll go, now let's do D. Now that we've done G, we'll go 3, 4, and D, 2, 3, 4. And we lift off. Very good. Very good. Let's try A. 2, 3, 4. And A, 2, 3, 4, and off. And listen to the note as it just kind of dissipates into the air. Listen to the violin continue to let that note ring. That's what we're looking for when the plane or the bow lifts back off again. Let that sound just launch into the air, right? So 3, 4, let's do G again, and down bow this time starting. So the plane's going backwards. It's gonna land on the runway going backwards, and then, oh, they forgot, what did they forget? Someone forgot their lunch. They have to go back in the air to the other airport and grab it. So landing backwards here, 3, 4, and G, 2, 3, 4, and then back. Oh, gotta get my lunch. There we go. Right? Now let's try D the same way. Down bow airplane. So 3, 4, and D, 2, 3, 4, and release that sound. Nice. And then A, 2, 3, 4, and A, 2, 3, 4, and back into the air. Nice. And can we try E together? 3, 4, and E, 2, 3, 4, and off. And for E, if you had, and even A too, the higher strings, we get a little bit of a screechy sound sometimes if we're using all of the hair on the bow. So see how all of that hair, if it's on the string, like that, if all of the hair is on there, you get a really crunchy sound, right? But watch what happens if we release some of that hair, and if we Imagine this is you playing the violin. Instead of having the stick vertical or like right up against the string, we're gonna move the stick away from your face. So not here, but away from your face. And we're only gonna use a portion of the hair. So watch what happens when I do this. That's all of the bow hair, right? Watch what happens when I turn it. We're using less bow hair. See how it's thinner? That's what we want. It gives us a little bit less friction and it gives us a more gentle sound. So when you play E especially, rotate the stick of the bow so it's not, right? So it's not all of the hair on the string, and rotate it so you can see some of the hair facing you. So push the bow stick away from you, and then the bow hair is going to face you. It's going to come up a little bit. And you get a much smoother sound. So let's try E one more time with that in mind. And let's start from the tip of our bow. In fact, it's a little bit easier like that. So 3, 4, and E, 2, 3, 4, lift off. Nice. Good job. So now we're going to move into our book just a little bit here. So I saw that you played up to number 19 in that video. So let's start with number 22. We're jumping ahead a little bit. And we're going to set our bow down because this is just a little left-hand exercise. So the bow goes away. We've got our violin in guitar position again, right up against our tummy, and we're going to do number 22 together. So for this one, don't worry about using your fourth finger. We'll get into that later here, but we're just going to play open A for that first note. Got it? We'll go A, F sharp, F sharp. That's that first measure. So it's open A, high 2 on F sharp, and then the next measure is third finger on G. So G is on the D string, third finger. There we go. So we have G, E, E, which is our first finger. So back from the beginning, we go open A, F sharp, and then third finger G, E, E. And then what's next? We have a rest and open D, E, F sharp, G. Try fourth finger here. A, A, A. And then compare it to your open A. See if it's the same note. If it's not, don't worry about it. You can always just adjust your finger and try it again. And let's go on. So line 2. We have A, F sharp, and then G, E, E, rest. Open D, leap up to F sharp, another leap to A, and then back to D. Nice. Let's try this real quick with our bow. So if you need to rewind that video and try that with me, just doing the pizzicato part, go for it. No shame in that whatsoever. It's very helpful for your muscles, right? But I'm going to move on the video. We're going to do our bow, and let's just use, we're just going to use the upper half of our bow. So from the tip to the middle. Don't worry about using the bottom half for right now, just because it's a little too crunchy for what we're doing. Let's just worry about the top half and just go for something comfortable. So we're starting on A, so we're going to lean the stick of the bow away from us a little bit. The hair of the bow is going to face our face just a little bit, and we're going to use a little less hair on the string. So we'll go. That's our first note, A, right? So I played it several times just to smooth out that sound. And we'll go A, F sharp, G. Nice. Well, I hope you had fun, and that I really hope that you feel better soon. So if you're not feeling good enough to practice violin, don't push it. Just focus on getting better first, and then come back to the violin when it's fun, okay? So, yeah, just take it little steps at a time. Start with your left hand, then take it away. Then add your right hand, then take it away, and do both together. That's the best way to build yourself up to working on that violin. So, yeah, really hope you feel better, and I'll see you next week.